All right, this is just a quick look at Dead Island 2. I don't even remember if I played the first Dead Island. I think I did. I think I got it at some point. Maybe it was in a Humble Bundle or something, and I think I played it for like 20 minutes, but that's about it. And here we are. This is Dead Island 2. This game just came out. I actually got this game for free back in January when I bought my Radeon RX 6750 XT. It's a mouthful. I got 2 games with it for free. I got the Callisto Protocol, which the game had just came out. And I got this game, which obviously it wasn't out yet at the time, but it's just like, you get a code, and once the game becomes available, in this case on Epic Game Store, then it's there for you. So yeah, I got this game for free, so I thought I would check it out. Again, not sure if I was going to like it. I guess it's kind of Left 4 Dead-ish. It's a zombie game, doesn't take itself too seriously, kind of has some humor, lots of violence. At first I thought it was kind of janky. I thought the physics and the combat felt kind of janky, but it doesn't feel that bad now that I've gotten used to it after playing the game for a few minutes. Initial impressions of the game, the very first part you play through isn't very visually pleasing. So it took just a little bit to kind of get into, but I think I'm kind of getting into it now. This game's running on Unreal Engine 4, but unlike most PC ports, especially lately, this one actually runs really well. It doesn't have a lot of shader compilation stutter. This game compiles the shaders, I think it's called, every time you open it. Every time you play the game, I think it's compiling the shaders for like the area that you're in. And it only takes like 30 seconds, 40 seconds. It's not like The Last of Us where it takes minutes, if not an hour. But in that game, I think you only have to do it once. This game seems to do it every time you launch the game, but again, it takes like 30 or 40 seconds. It's something that you can skip, but why would you want to? Just wait the extra 30 seconds, and it means the game will run a little bit smoother with less stutter while you're playing. This is the first time I've tried the AMD Adrenaline. Like, the AMD Radeon drivers have a built-in overlay, and I've never tried that before, so I thought I would try it here. So that's what you're seeing in the top right of the screen. Kind of interesting. You can see the frames per second. You can see the graphics card utilization and the memory utilization, and CPU power, GPU power. Pretty cool, actually. Kind of like a mini MSI Afterburner, except it's a hell of a lot easier to set up. I mean, you literally just enable it in your Radeon driver settings. And then you can set the size and the position on the screen. It's pretty cool. You can set so it has little graphs or not. I've got no graphs, but yeah, pretty neat. So a neat way to see your overlay. You can't when the overlay's on, the game doesn't seem to want to run in exclusive full screen mode. So you have to have desktop recording enabled in the Adrenaline drivers. Normally when you're in a game, I can record, and here I tried to record and it said couldn't record desktop because desktop recording isn't enabled, and it only said that once I tried to enable these overlay things. So once you have the performance overlay in the Radeon driver enabled, you also have to have desktop recording enabled if you want to record the gameplay with the overlay. But yeah, the game's running at like 110 frames per second pretty much consistently. Again, there's no shader stutter, which is typical on a lot of Unreal Engine 4 games when they get ported to PC. So it's a decent port. I basically just checked out the Digital Foundry. They have a little video on this, and they give their kind of recommended specs. The game's not very hard to run, so even on a mid-range system, they basically just say put everything on Ultra, except for shadows and effects. They say put that on medium, and they say don't use AMD FSR, just run native, and use the temporal TAA. Just leave that. So basically everything is left where it was. By default, it was the TAA was on, AMD FSR was off. I basically just turned everything up to ultra and turned the shadows and the effects down to medium. So Mostly it's on ultra, native 1440p, running at like 110 frames per second, and it's pretty consistent. There's not any of that stutter. So yeah, it's not a bad port. It's not an amazing looking game. It's not a terrible looking game. I don't really... No, it's not a AAA game. It's just kind of a fun... Have some fun with it, I guess. We'll see. It was free, so I can't complain. Anyways, that's it. See you later.